Eye on Entertainment. Eye on Entertainment. Keep it an eye, keep it an eye, keep it an eye on entertainment.
Hello, welcome to Eye on Entertainment. We're here in Brett Reed's garage, and it's from the film The Green Hornet. The film will be released in January 2011, and it stars Seth Green, Cameron Diaz, and introduces Jay Chow as Kato. You can see the trailer in the background, and here is the famous Black Beauty, and you can tell from the car that it's going to be an action-packed film. There are the stingers, the bullet holes in the car. And then look at all these other beautiful cars. Brett Reed was related to the Lone Ranger, and he inherited a lot of money from his father. It looks like he spent all the money on cars. So we're really excited to be here. We're going to be taking a ride in the car later. Okay, we're here with Michael from Sony Online Entertainment. Okay, can you tell us about the company?
Absolutely. Sony Online Entertainment is among the industry leaders in online gaming, massively multiplayer online gaming. And those of your audience who are familiar with those types of games know us from our franchises like EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Star Wars Galaxies, and the like.
And what games are you introducing here today at ComicCon?
We are showing one of our new games we're really excited about, DC Universe Online. And this is a great environment to show it in because everyone knows DC Comics and is familiar with the characters, but we're providing our players with something a little different. We're allowing them to create their own superhero or supervillain experience by creating their own character based on the iconic characters in the DC universe, and actually sometimes fighting with or against them in a story that puts them in a position where they are the savior or the conqueror of the DC universe.
That sounds fascinating. So are you showing it today?
Yes, we're showing it today, along with some of our other titles, Clone Wars Adventures, based on the Cartoon Network series, and Magic the Gathering Tactics.
And how did you get involved with Sony Online?
Well, I guess I was kind of the holy grail in that I was a comic book fan and a video game player. And this opportunity was presented to me to come in, work in their PR department and do what I love, to talk to people about our games and talk to people about video games and see what they like, see what they don't like, and see how our products are a good fit for them.
When did you start playing video games then?
Oh gosh, when well, as you can see, you know, it's been a while. I actually started playing when I was a teenager.
Well, and so you're with Sony PR then. Where's Sony located?
Well, Sony Online Entertainment has several development studios. San Diego, California is our headquarters. Austin, Texas, where DC Universe Online is being developed. Seattle, Washington, and Tucson, Arizona.
Well, I didn't know it was based in San Diego, so is this where you're based?
This is where I'm based, yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful city. Well, you're lucky to be working for a great company and in a beautiful city then.
It's a great opportunity. I love what I do.
Well, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for coming by. Okay, go. Hi, this is Michael Schelling at Sony Online Entertainment, and in addition to what we have going on here at ComicCon, we also do another event called SOE Fanfare, and that is the one time of the year that all of the fans of SOE games worldwide get to come together and meet each other, in some cases for the very first time, to talk about their gaming experiences, meet some of the developers of the games or the products that they love to play, and generally just kind of commune and celebrate what SOE does as a publisher.
Hi, this is Dawna Heising with EyeOnEntertainment, and I'm here with Kevin Sorbo. He's working on a project with my good friend and business partner, Gordon Michael. Can you tell us about the movie you're working on?
I got like 9 movies coming out right now. I mean, it's been an amazing year. Yeah, I've shot 9 since a year ago this month, and the first of them comes out in August in theaters called What If. It's with Christy Swanson for those hardcore people. That's the original Buffy, and John Ratzenberger. who played Cliff from Cheers, the postman. And the movie I'm shooting right now is sort of it's an over-the-top comedy. Naked Gun meets Tropic Thunder, and I play a Vietnam vet that's trying to get rid of all the Mexicans out of L.A. and to give all the gardening and pool cleaning jobs back to white people. It's a very racist, not, politically incorrect movie. It's very funny though. It's very funny.
Gordon says that you're really active, that you're a great athlete.
I played sports through college, played football and basketball. I grew up playing a lot of sports, so yeah, I grew up in a big family of 4 boys, so you had to be.
Okay, so where did you find the time to shoot these 9 movies?
It's just been one after the other. It started the first one that the first of the 9 started in Michigan, and then I was in Mykonos for 2 months, and I was in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Mykonos, Greece?
Yes.
Oh, tell us about that one then.
I shot a movie called The Wog Boys, The King of Mykonos. It's an Australian comedy created by 2 Greek immigrants. They're Greek, but they live in Australia. And it's a very funny comedy dealing with, I play the King of Mykonos. I play a guy that slept with more women than anybody else, and they want to come there to beat my 1-month record to see how many women they can sleep with. It's a very sick, sophomoric, but it's very funny. It's very stupid.
It sounds like a fun movie to make for you, though.
It was fun. It was a good mix. And I shot a psychological thriller in Louisiana for a couple months where I play a serial killer called Julia X, and that'll be out in theaters probably around November, December.
What do you have coming up then after you finish the movie with Gordon?
The movie, I got 2 more days in the movie now, and then I'm going to Salt Lake City to shoot a movie up there called Hoovy, and it's based on the life of I play the father of this 13-year-old boy that gets a brain tumor. It's a faith-based, uplifting movie. It's sad, but it's about triumph over tragedy, and it's a wonderful film, and sort of in the vein of Blind Side, and hopefully people come watch it.
Well, that sounds really great.
I've had a really good mixture of movies this year. It's been quite a mix.
Well, he's working with my good friend Gordon. Gordon just said that you're a fantastic actor.
Oh,
so,
very nice.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Well, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
the interview.
All
Okay,
right. Thanks,
thank
man.
you. We're here at ComicCon with the cast of The Ghost Adventures, and it's a show about ghost hunters. So it sounds so exciting. Tell us how the show got started.
It got started by a very crazy experience I had with a very scary female spirit, a ghost.
A female spirit.
Yes.
Okay,
This
and
all kind of began and when I met Nick, and we all kind of came together by this weird power. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true.
how long ago was this?
This was about 8 years now is when I had my experience. And ever since then, I was kind of in a dark place at that time of my life, and it was almost like it happened for a reason. And that's why all of this, what we're doing now, feels like this is what we were supposed to be doing. And it's...
And this is Zach, this is Nick, and this is Aaron. Okay. Okay. So so tell us what type of place were you in your life? You said it was a dark place?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go into too much detail, a little bit personal, but you know, it was a creepy experience. But after it happened, it was so powerful. It wasn't just, I didn't like telling people this story and them just hearing it. I wanted them to listen. You know, when you know that this is real, it really changes your perception of life. And other people need to know this. And we go to great extremes capturing evidence, just like now there's bad and good people in this world. And on the other side, it's the same. And I think it can be even more powerful on the other side. So there's big risks in what we do because we tend to go after the darker stuff because we feel that they're more active. And some people think we're crazy, you know, sometimes for that. And we get that a lot. but we're just showing you what can really happen, you know? And the risks involved can be very big and they can be very terrifying.
Yep.
Well, tell me how you all came together then.
Like Zach said, he had his experience years earlier, but we all met up in Vegas. And when we were in Vegas, me and this guy met up, and he told me about his experience, and I just had a fascination since I was a little kid about the paranormal, the unexplainable, and I just wanted to see with my own eyes and to believe it. I just wanted to know what else is out there. And that's what we did. All three of us just got a couple of cameras, some gear. You know, we hit the roads of Nevada to some haunted mining towns, and we captured some amazing evidence. So it was awesome, and from there, that was our catalyst. That was like our push in our engine to keep going, keep trucking, and trying to capture some bigger piece of evidence so we can show the world that this stuff is real.
Well, I know you're from Boston, and then you went to school in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, originally, yeah, I'm from New Hampshire, right outside of Boston. Went to UNLV, film school. Came out of there, and we just started making the movie of Ghost Adventures. It was our documentary, and that's kind of how we got our start, you know, from capturing some great pieces of evidence.
Okay, and where are you from originally?
I'm from everywhere. I'm from Florida, Washington, D.C., let's see, Chicago, Detroit, Vegas, and I think that's about it.
Okay, and you like Vegas and you're going to stay there now?
No comment.
Okay, and where are you from?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
And you live in Vegas now?
I do live in Vegas. I miss the West Coast, Oregon. I thought that was the next question. Do you enjoy Vegas?
Well, so how did you meet them?
I knew Nick for a while, and then they got together. They were doing their thing, and they asked me to help come and be their cameraman, help them out, and shoot it. And then I started having some experiences, and I quit. I was like not about it at all. And then later on, after you have an experience, you kind of get addicted to it. And now I'm back with these guys. So
Okay, well, tell us about that experience then.
basically, we were walking around the old Wash Show Club, and that was my first time. A spirit went through me, and I got the chills. You got hot, and it was like just the energy that went through me, dude. I was like, this is enough.
Yeah.
But now I get put in the worst spots by myself. Thanks, guys.
What scared him at first, he's now obsessed with.
Yeah.
And that's how you get kind of into this. Your first experience will kind of scare the you-know-what out of you, and you kind of run from it. But then after a while, you find yourself not wanting to run from what you were afraid of. So you become really attached to it. And like us, we're obsessed with this. This is our passion. And we eat, sleep, breathe the paranormal. This is our life.
Okay, so tell me about your show. Tell me about how you find the places.
Ghost Adventures, Travel Channel. It's raw. It's just the three of us. There's no BS. You know, what you see is what you get. And that's what we do. We go on the most haunted locations in the world. We lock ourselves in from dusk till dawn, not for dramatic effect like Zach always says. It's for so there's no contamination from the outside, people coming in. Or, you know, one of us all of a sudden wants to leave because something extremely bad happens. We're there to fight these evil entities that we're facing, like in these prisons or these sadistic places that we're going to. So we go to some crazy places that are off the hook.
Well, how do you find these places? Do people tell you about them? Or?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, when we find places, we will research them for up to 2-3 months, even 3 years. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, how do you walk away with so much evidence all the time? Is because we don't, you know, we're not going to families that are trying to figure out whether or not that they're just, you know, they think they're hearing something or their place is haunted. We're going to places that are indeed, you know, validated, haunted. You know, we look for the history. The dark history is a product of the haunting, so we make sure that that's there. This is the recipe that we look for. The interviews, you know, we're like homicide detectives. We find anybody that's came into encounter with any evidence, and we interview them, and a lot of our sources are police officers, very, you know, credible sources, and more importantly, the evidence, what has been going on there. So we gather all of this together, and then we make the decision whether or not we're going to go there or not.
Well, has your experience with ghosts made you more religious or less religious? I'm going to ask each of you that. Okay.
That's a tricky question. I mean, religion, you know, there's so many different beliefs. You know, you have all sorts of different religions all over the world. But the question is what happens when you die? No matter what your beliefs are, that's the question. That's what we're searching for.
What do you think happens?
That's what we're looking for. That's why we're investigating. We're trying to capture some of this evidence, but I think there's a couple things that happen. There's residual energy. You know, we're all made up of energy. When your body dies, what happens to that energy? Does it linger? You know, you have a dramatic death, like someone's murdered, and it was a killer who was fighting somebody in a prison. You know, that evil energy, what happens to that when it passes on? Does it stay there? Is it intelligent? Is it residual? Or does it move on to a higher place or a different place? Powerful stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's a little scary. Okay, so, and what about you? Are you religious?
You know, there's things that I do that's more on a personal level that I don't really want to disclose. But there is things that I do when I feel that we've came into encounter with some really demonic, you know, beings and whatnot. They can follow you home. They can terrorize you. They're like a virus in a computer. They can wreak havoc with your life. They can just stay in there and just cause harm. That's what they do. And I've done things that have helped prevent them from getting too far. And so, yes, it does make me a little bit religious in certain ways, in the way that I cleanse on certain investigations. You have to go with what works.
Okay, and what about you?
I'm a Christian, and now I have so many questions. And so now that's what I'm trying to figure out.
One reason why I ask that is that I'm Catholic, and we're told not to use Ouija boards, and you always do that.
I was raised as a Catholic kid too. Yeah, I know. I'm very spiritual too, so I mean that's the thing is Ouija boards. We've done all that. We've used Ouija boards.
It's kind of like, you know, when like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, when Oda Mae, when he finds out that Oda Mae can hear him, he will not leave her alone. Follows her everywhere, bugs her, screams at, you know, that's like an Ouija board. If a spirit knows that you're trying to contact it, you know, it will not leave you alone. So you got to be careful, you know.
That's one thing. When I was 14, I went to a slumber party, and we did use a Ouija board, which I wasn't supposed to. And he said that somebody said that they liked my nightgown because it was red, because it reminded him of blood. And then after that, I could feel I just felt like I could feel someone around. And so it's exactly what you guys are talking or examining.
Zach and I have been saying this for years. I think those Ouija boards, you know, you can buy them at Toys R Us stores for kids. Isn't that the easiest way for like the devil or whatever, some evil entity to get into this universe? You know, kids use them all the time.
Well, that's one thing I'm wondering, you know, do they really work? I mean, do they dredge up things?
What made the board game company want to sell them? Who's really working at the board game company? You sure
Could it be Lucifer himself?
Oh my gosh!
Maybe he owns Hillsborough or whatever it is. Who owns
Milton Bradley?
Milton Bradley. There you go.
That's like a food.
No, it's a coffee, I think. Okay, so have your experiences been mostly positive,
In a serious note, you know, we've been doing this full time. This is a passion. It's not a job. It's something that I think we're supposed to do. It's changed us all.
Yeah.
And it's changed us dramatically. You know, this isn't just a thing where we just show up and do our thing and go home and we're different. This lives with us. It's in our blood. And it's changed the perception of life and everything to know 100% that there is something out there, something that is still hard to explain, but to know what we've captured, our hardcore evidence, changes you, changes everything you look at, life, everything. And when you know that, it's fuel. It makes you feel like you're at ComicCon, like you're a superhero. You know, it's like you're battling evil forces. But this is real, a real depiction of it. You know, we're not fighting. You know, what are some of the bad, the Joker? You know, we're fighting real
Cobra Commander,
evil forces, and it is a rush. It's so cool. You're doing things beyond what most people believe. It's supernatural. You know, it's cool.
So you started out with a documentary, and now you have a series. What are your plans for the future with the show?
Just to keep on moving, keep on trucking ahead. You know, we've got our 4th season premiering on the Travel Channel in September?
September 10th coming up, yep.
All new season.
September
All
10th.
new battles.
Yeah, we got 2 1-hour specials that are going to premiere before our big kickoff. But this is by far, I'm not trying to pitch a new series here or a new season, but this is by far our most explosive season that we've ever done, and I think it's because the doorway just keeps getting bigger and bigger because of how much saturated we are with the spirit world. It's freaking insane.
Okay, well, tell us about your specials, though. Where can we see those?
Travel Channel. Straight up.
What dates?
Travel Channel. September. Friday nights at 9 p.m. Travel Channel. You can go to travelchannel.com. Check out the whole schedule where it's playing in your area, and also we have 2 specials that are going to be airing, 2 1-hour specials. September 10th and then September 17th coming up. All new season starts off.
And there's all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff, encounters, videos, forums, all kinds of fun stuff at travelchannel.com.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this interview. It's been so fascinating. I do have one more question. David wants to know, are there ghost animals?
We've actually captured a lot of ghost animals. Edinburgh Vaults, Aaron got a dog crying at him.
Yeah, it was like a whining from a dog, and we've caught some other stuff.
Tell me about that.
Remember the cat? We never used it, but we caught a cat meowing. It's like, why is a cat meowing right now? This is in the middle of nowhere. It was great.
And then Nick got a greyhound dog at La Purisima Mission that we could hear crying.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, we capture them all the time, you know. They pass on too. Those are some of our closest attachments to us human beings, you know, our animals.
Animals are made up of energy too, you know.
So if you feel a little nibble at your ankle when you're walking in that, okay, let's just.
There might be a spirit dog after you.
It could be a little Scrappy Doo.
Could be a bobcat.
Okay, Will, you can see.
This is it.
ComicCon 2010, the best, dude. We're just glad we're here.
EyeOnEntertainment. EyeOnEntertainment.